Once again, good afternoon and welcome to our Mathematics of Investment class. Sorry for the busyness last week. I hope you can catch up with the rest of the lessons this week and next week. Now, we're now down to, I think, the last four lessons. And this afternoon, we will have amortization and sinking funds. Now, to start with, let me inform you that we don't have any quiz for amortization and sinking funds. We don't have any online quiz, what should I say? Instead, you will have a worksheet to do, and this worksheet will be unique to each of you. So each of you will have a different problem, and your end product will be making an amortization schedule and also a sinking fund schedule. Now let's start. Let's start by defining the terms. Now, what is an amortization? If you say amortization, this is a financial arrangement wherein the loan that you made will be paid off in series of equal periodic payments for a specified amount of time. For example, you went to Home Credit and you made a loan for a brand new cell phone. Then that loan that you made will be paid off with series of payment, equal periodic payment. Like for example, you will pay $599 per month for 12 months. That arrangement that you made is called amortization. Now, what is amortization of loan? It's the repayment of a loan by periodic payments with a possible exception of the last payments are equal in size. Now, for example, you will pay for 12 months. So you'll pay $599 from the first month till the 11th month. But there's a possibility that in the last month, your payment will be lower than $599 because you'll only pay the remaining balance. Next is the sinking fund. The sinking fund is the opposite of the amortization. In amortization, you made a loan here and you'll pay this loan in series of equal periodic payments. The sinking fund is the opposite. For example, you will have this future project. How are you going to reach this future amount for your future project? You need to make series of equal periodic payments that will earn an interest, and later after some time you will have that fund. Let me give this one as a comparative model. For example, I want to have my laptop. I want to have a laptop. So I have two options. First is to do amortization, or second is to do sinking fund. In the amortization, I'm loaned a laptop today and I will keep on paying that loan for 2 to 3 years. That is amortization. In sinking fund, it's the opposite. I will save as much as this every month for 3 years with interest, and after 3 years I can buy that laptop in cash. So you see the difference of amortization and sinking fund. I told you before that I am into practical examples. So for example, you want, except for chat, Rovi and Vince will plan to get married someday with their special someone. So it's your choice whether you do it in the amortization, like you loan this time and you'll pay it, or you can start doing a sinking fund so that your marriage sinking fund or your wedding sinking fund will be reached the time that you want to get married. So two perspectives, same product, but two different perspectives, amortization or sinking fund. Now, the amortization period is the length of time over which you will pay the loan. So for example, how long will you pay before you can pay off the loan? For example, Home credit is very known nowadays. Usually for cell phones, we have 9 months to 12 months. For laptops and other appliances, we go for 1 year to 2 years. So that is the amortization period. Now, what is an amortization schedule? An amortization schedule is a list of several periods of payments. What will you see in the amortization schedule? It says schedule. It means it's a schedule on when are you going to pay, how much are you going to pay, and based on your payment, how much will go to the interest and how much will go to the principal. For example, you are paying 10,000 every month for a specific loan. It does not mean that the 10,000 will be paid off to your, for example, 100,000 loan. No. A part of that, like for example, 9,000 will be paid to your outstanding principal, the 100,000, while the 1,000 will be paid for the interest. That is why it's very practical not to make big loans. Like for example, the norm nowadays is a car loan. Usually you pay 16,000 to 20,000 every month for your car loan. But in reality, you're only paying about 7 to 8,000 for the car, and you are paying 8 to 9,000 for the interest. Anyways, the interest is depreciating. It means that the lower the balance is, your interest will also become lesser. Now, why do we provide an amortization schedule? First, so that the borrower will know how much is the total interest to be paid. And second, so that the borrower will be informed on when to pay and how much to pay. Why is it very important to pay on time? Because loan institutions, whether it's home credit or not, have penalties once you will be paying late. For example, for home credit, you'll pay for usually for a phone, you'll pay 599 per month. But if you'll be late for 2 or 3 days, you'll be paying 200 pesos on top of your 599. The same is true for SSS and Pag-ibig loans. Once you'll be paying late, there is a penalty. So it's very important to take hold of your amortization schedule. Now, in our lesson, we will just make use of the formulas for simple ordinary annuity. In some examples, the present value is missing. In some examples, it's the periodic payment that is missing. So you'll just use, out of the many examples that I've given you in the handouts, I only chose 3 because the amortization schedule is quite long to be completed. Now let's start with computing for the present value of an amortization. Now, a loan of 7 quarterly payments of 8,300 is to be made to pay for a loan of 10% compounded quarterly. Find the value of the loan and construct an amortization schedule. Now, we are asking for the value of the loan. Therefore, we are looking for the present value. Now, can anyone, wait first. Can anyone share with me what is this 8,300? What is that? What is the 8,300? That is our Periodic payment. That's
Payment.
Payment.
R. Very good. How about this 7? What is this 7? 7 quarterly payments. What is that? The N, the M, the T. It's a total payments, right? So it is our N. Next, it's a 10%. That is our J, compounded quarterly. So what is our I? What is our periodic interest? What's our periodic interest? Any answers? That will be 0.10.
0.0255. 0.025.
Very good. Divide by 4. That's 0.025, or that is 2.5%. Now, wait first. So our M is 4. That is quarterly. And our T, that's for 7 quarterly payments. No need to solve for T, we have the N. So this time, let's solve for the present value. We have R times 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative N all over I. So we have 8,300 times 1 minus 1 plus 0.025 to the power of negative 7 all over 0.025. Now, what is our present value? Any answers for the present value?
52,699.94.
195.
Oh, okay, good. I mean, with 0.94. Okay, so that's it. This is the loan that was made. Now let's go. Let me first clear this one because we'll go to the next page. The next page is the amortization schedule. Now here, this is how an amortization schedule will look like. Remember that how much is our utang? That's 52,699.94. Now, what are the headings of your amortization schedule? Period stands for when. When will you pay? Here, we only have 7 quarterly payments. So we say quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, 5, 6, or 7. But in some amortization schedules, they need to place the date. Like example, January 5, 2022. When is the next? April 5, 2022. Like that. But for our lesson, because there are no dates specified, we'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means payment date 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now remember that in the fourth column, we have the total payment at the end of the interval. This refers to your regular payment. And we pay 8,300 per payment schedule. So you can write 8,300, except for the last payment. You could not write 8,300 in the last payment because we only pay the outstanding remaining balance. Okay. So now, how do we solve for this one? You follow, because this might be tricky, okay? After you fill out the first, the second, and the fourth columns, start by multiplying your outstanding principal by 2.5%. Where did we get 2.5%? That is your I, your periodic interest. So using your calculator, it's 52699.94 times 0.025. The interest paid is 1,317.50. Can you still follow? Disregard what's in the handouts. It's different. They made an error by just the decimal point. Now, after this one, the repayment for the principal is the regular minus the interest. What do I mean by that? If you're paying 8,300 every quarter, the 1,317.50 is taken first as the payment for the interest. So we have 8,300 minus 1,317.50. What's left to be paid by the principal is only 6,982.50. Can you follow? Okay lang?
Okay lang, ma'am.
Okay, next. This is your payment for your principal. It means this amount will be deducted from your loan. So you go back to your outstanding principal and you subtract the payment for the principal. So from here, okay, how to solve for this one? Outstanding principal minus repayment of principal. We call this RP. So we have 52,699.94 minus 6,982.50. So after the first quarter, your balance will be 45,717.44. Based on your balance, you multiply it by the interest rate of 0.025. You will be paying an interest of 1,142.94. Next, with the 8,300 payment, you are paying 1,142.94 for the principal. Therefore, you are just paying 7,157.06 for the principal. This one will be subtracted from here. So our balance is now 38,560.38. In the third period, you multiply your outstanding principal by the interest rate. So we'll just pay 964.01 for the interest rate. If you notice, the interest is depreciating. We call that depreciating interest because the lower your principal will be, your interest will also lower. You subtract the interest from 8,300. We are paying 7,335.99 to the principal. So this one will be subtracted again from our principal. So our remaining balance will only be 31,224.39. In the fourth period, you multiply it by the interest rate, 2.5%. So you will be paying 780.61 for the interest rate. So from your 8,300 payment, you subtract 780.61 interest. So we are paying 7,519.39 to our loan. You subtract this amount from our outstanding principal. So our remaining balance will be 23,705. You multiply it by 2.5% interest rate. You have 592.63. You subtract your interest from the payment you give every quarter. So you will pay 7,707.37 to the principal, to your loan. Subtract this amount to your loan so that your loan keeps on depreciating. If you say depreciating, it means it will keep on going down, subtracted by the interest rate. You multiply this by 2.5%. You are paying 399.94 to the interest rate. You subtract that from 8,300. Sorry. 8,300 minus 399.94. 7,900.06. You subtract it from your outstanding principal, 8,097.57. You multiply it by 2.5 interest rate. That's 202.44. Here, at the end, this is already your outstanding balance, and this will be the interest to be paid. So how much will you pay in the last payment? It's no longer 8,300. Instead, you need to add your balance and the interest rate. So we add the balance. Once you add it, it's 8,300. It's very discrete. So with that one, you subtract it. You are paying this one, the same amount, 8,097.57. In the last part, we compute for the total. How much is the total interest paid? You add all of these interest paid so that you will come to realize whether you will still have some loans or not. I told you before that I'm very particular with the interest, right? So if the interest is very big, I'm not going for the loan. That's 5,400.07. Then, how much is the total payment that you made? It's 58. You add all, you've paid 58,100. And you add all of this for the repayment, that's 52,699.41. So based on your total payment of 58,100, you have paid 52,699.41 for your original loan, and you are paying 5,400.07 for the interest. Any questions? No questions? Let's go to the next example. Let me clear this now. In the next example, the payment is missing. So we have a 30,600 loan. What is this for? What is 30,600?
Future value, present.
Present value.
Present value because it's a loan. At 15%, your J compounded semi-annually. So our M is 2. What will be our periodic interest rate?
0.075.
Very good. 0.075 or 7.5%. And it will be amortized for 6 months, for 3 years. So you multiply 3 years by 2 times a year. So our total payments will be 6. We are looking for the quarterly payment. You scan your notes again. You go back to your formula for quarterly payment, given the present value for simple ordinary annuity. So we have A sub n times I over 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n. So we have 30,600 times I over 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative 6n. Answer, how much should be the payment? How much is the quarterly payment?
One ma'am, 6,519.17.
0.17. Very good. So this must be the amount to be paid every quarter. Now let's make an amortization schedule. Okay. Remember that one? Let me write our R here. That's 6,519.17. Okay, let's have the period. There are 6, right? Our N is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our starting balance is 30,600. Then we are paying 6,519.17. Okay, you'll help me. Rovi will be the one to compute all the interest. Then Vince will be the one to compute all the repayment of the principal. Chat will tell us the outstanding principal. Okay? Ready? Start, Rovi. How much is the first interest?
Ma'am,
Yes, chat. You'll be completing this one.
ma'am,
Yes, chat.
here data is very slow and I disconnected many times.
Oh, sorry.
So I did not clear. Here is a power cut. That is why I think.
Okay. You can go
So
along with,
I'm planning to watch your video again and get clear.
okay, no problem, chat. We'll help you with this one. Okay, Rovi,
Thank you, ma'am.
you can start. How much is the interest?
2,295.
2,295. You multiply it by 7.5%. How about the repayment of principal, Vince?
One ma'am, 4,224.17.
Very good. We'll subtract this from our outstanding principal. Wait first, because in the book, it's up to 3 decimal places. And I don't agree with that one. We only have 2 decimal places for the numbers. Okay, next. Rovi, multiply it by 7.5%. How much is the payment for the interest, Rovi?
1,978.41.
Let's wait for a while. The last one is wrong, Rovi. is 0.19.
0.19.
Yes. Kindly check again.
26,375.83 ni ma'am, no?
Yes.
This
Times
one.
0.075. Vince, how
Oh,
much is
yeah.
that payment?
0.19.
4,540.98.
Very good. I'll subtract this to the principal. We have 30,000. Sorry. No, 30,000. 26,375.83 minus 4,540.98. 21,834.85. Rovi, how much is the interest?
1,637.61.
Very good. Vince, the repayment.
4,881.56.
56.
Ma'am, nakoy question, ma'am.
Yes.
Ang sa kanang total payment, ma'am ba, lahi lagi nang sa kanang sa ikatulo na bita, ma'am, 0.19 na lagi niya. Sa ikado kay 0.17.
Sorry. Namali lang nagsulat.
Ay,
There. 0.56. Okay. We subtract that. You know what? The main lesson here is dili pwede ang danghag sa amortization. Or else it will get wrong. 16,953.29. Rovi,
1,271.50.
then Vince, repayment.
5,247.67.
We'll subtract that minus. That will be 11,705.62. Rovi,
877.92.
Vince, repayment.
5,641.25.
5,641.25. Let me subtract that to our outstanding principal. 6,064.37. Rovi, how much is the interest?
454.83.
0.83. Okay, Vince, how much should be the ending payment?
$6,064.34.
Asa kang 64?
30,
Asa tumoy ka.
37 siya.
Here, i-add ang duhasa. Kajat lang.
Ay, kana de, ma'am.
6,119. 0.20. You see, there's a difference now. You pay differently in the last one because of the accumulated balance. So how much is paid? 6,064.37. Okay, Rovi, how much is the total interest paid? Here.
Let me add.
Okay.
to-
Vince, how much is the total payment?
Add sana ako, ma'am.
Okay.
8,515.5.05, ma'am.
Okay, very good. How about Vince? How much is the total payment?
Ano na may answer, ma'am?
Awesome. Dili man, lahi man gi-add. Ako ipa-add ka ang fourth column.
Ay, kana na yung 4. Tabi na ako kumawag yapon tong linya. Ako sa ikuan. Ako sa i-solve, ma'am. Ako sa
Okay.
i-add.
Here, you only multiply this one by 5. Then you add the last.
$39,115.05.
Okay. So you see, from your 30,600 loan, you've paid 39,115.50 in all. Questions? No other questions?
Yung nga mong buhaton, ma'am.
Yes, you will do like this.
Ang problem, ma'am, magatag kag problem.
Yes, different problems for the three of you. Okay, let me clear first the drawing. Let me stop the record.